In ancient Babylon, during the reign of King Darius, there lived a man named Daniel. Renowned for his unwavering faith, integrity, and wisdom, Daniel had risen to a position of great authority within the kingdom. King Darius, recognizing Daniel's exceptional qualities, appointed him as one of the 3 administrators over the kingdom, tasked with overseeing the satraps and ensuring the king's interests were protected. Among these administrators, Daniel distinguished himself so greatly that the king planned to set him over the entire kingdom. However, Daniel's rapid rise to prominence aroused jealousy among the other administrators and satraps. They sought to find fault in him, but Daniel was blameless in his conduct. He was neither corrupt nor negligent. Frustrated by their inability to discredit him, they devised a sinister plot, targeting the one area where they knew Daniel would not compromise: his faith. The conspirators approached King Darius with a proposal, cloaked in flattery and deception. "O King Darius, live forever. We, the administrators, satraps, and governors, have agreed that you should issue a decree that anyone who prays to any god or human other than you during the next 30 days shall be thrown into the lion's den. Establish the decree, O king, and put it in writing so that it cannot be altered, in accordance with the laws of the Medes and Persians." The proposal appealed to the king's vanity, and without considering the consequences, he signed the decree into law. The conspirators' trap was set. Daniel, upon learning of the decree, faced a critical choice. He could abandon his daily prayers to the God of Israel, or he could remain faithful, knowing it might cost him his life. For Daniel, the decision was clear. As was his custom, he went to his upstairs room where the windows opened toward Jerusalem and prayed 3 times a day, giving thanks to God. The conspirators, anticipating Daniel's steadfast devotion, spied on him and caught him in the act of prayer. They immediately went to the king and reported, "Daniel, one of the exiles from Judah, pays no attention to your decree, O king. He still prays 3 times a day to his God." King Darius was deeply distressed upon hearing this. He admired Daniel and realized he had been manipulated by his officials. Nevertheless, the decree was irrevocable. Bound by the unchangeable laws of the Medes and Persians, the king had no choice but to order Daniel's punishment. Before Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, King Darius spoke words of hope and faith. "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." Daniel was then lowered into the pit, and a stone was rolled over the entrance. The king sealed it with his own signet ring and the rings of his nobles, ensuring that no one could interfere. That night, King Darius was tormented with guilt and worry. He refused food, entertainment, and sleep, anxiously awaiting the dawn. As soon as the first light appeared, he hurried to the lion's den. Standing at the entrance, he called out in a voice filled with both fear and hope, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" To the king's immense relief, a voice echoed from within the den. "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I done any wrong before you, O king." Overjoyed, King Darius ordered that Daniel be lifted out of the lion's den. Not a single wound was found on him because he had trusted in his God. The king then turned his wrath upon the conspirators who had plotted against Daniel. He commanded that they, along with their families, be thrown into the lion's den. Before they even reached the floor of the pit, the lions overpowered them and crushed their bones. In the aftermath of this miraculous event, King Darius issued a decree to all the peoples, nations, and languages of his kingdom. He proclaimed, "I issue a decree that in every part of my kingdom people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel. For he is the living God and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed, his dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions." Daniel's faith and God's deliverance became a testament to the power and sovereignty of the Almighty. Through his unwavering trust, Daniel not only survived the lion's den, but also brought glory to God in a foreign land. His story continues to inspire countless generations to remain steadfast in faith, even in the face of life-threatening challenges. First and foremost, Daniel's experience underscores the importance of unwavering faith in God. Despite knowing that his prayers could lead to punishment under the decree issued by King Darius, Daniel continued his daily practice of praying to God. His consistent faith exemplifies the need for believers to maintain their spiritual disciplines even when faced with trials. Daniel's steadfastness reminds us that faith is not dependent on circumstances. Rather, it is a firm trust in God's sovereignty and goodness. This lesson is particularly relevant in today's world, where external pressures often challenge personal convictions and spiritual commitments. Another vital lesson is the significance of integrity and obedience to God over human authority. Daniel's life was marked by integrity, which earned him the respect of King Darius and his peers. However, when a law was passed forbidding prayer to anyone other than the king, Daniel chose to obey God rather than comply with a decree that contradicted his faith. His courage teaches believers the value of prioritizing God's commands over human expectations, even when doing so comes with personal risk. Daniel's actions serve as a model of standing firm in one's beliefs without compromise. The story also highlights the role of God as a deliverer and protector. When Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, the king himself acknowledged, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." Daniel 6:16. This statement reflects Daniel's unwavering testimony of faith, which even influenced the king. God's intervention, sending an angel to shut the mouths of the lions, demonstrates his power and faithfulness to those who trust in him. This miraculous deliverance serves as a reminder that God is always present with his people, even in the darkest and most dangerous situations. It reinforces the belief that no situation is beyond God's control. Furthermore, Daniel's story shows how faithfulness to God can influence others and glorify him. After witnessing Daniel's miraculous survival, King Darius issued a decree honoring Daniel's God, declaring him as the living God whose kingdom will never end. Daniel 6:26-27. This outcome illustrates how personal faith and steadfastness can lead others to recognize God's greatness. It challenges believers to live in a way that reflects God's power and love, becoming a testimony to those around them. Lastly, this story emphasizes the importance of trusting God with the outcomes. Daniel had no assurance that he would be saved from the lions, yet he remained faithful, trusting in God's plan. His deliverance reminds us that while God does not always intervene in the way we expect, his purposes are always good, and he works all things for his glory. In conclusion, the account of Daniel in the lion's den teaches timeless lessons about faith, obedience, integrity, and God's power to save. Daniel's unwavering devotion to God serves as a model for believers to remain faithful, even in the face of adversity. His story encourages us to trust in God's protection, live with integrity, and stand firm in our convictions, knowing that God is always with us and will ultimately be glorified through our faithfulness.